Hi everyone, it's Raja.
And Raven.
And you're watching this week's episode of RuPaul's Drag Race Fashion Photo Review.
I was lip syncing your new song. We are going to be tooting and booting the looks from the main stage of All Star 6 of the category is Oh My God.
This is an exciting category for me because this is something that I relate to. Look.
Oh my God, Raja. Look at my earrings.
Oh, I'm a little bit goth. Was a goth when I was in high school, and right now literally I'm crying because I'm so sad. No.
In high school, I mainly hung out with goth kids.
Me too.
I was kind of a goth kid.
There's so many versions of goth.
And I think a lot of drag queens have a little bit of goth in them. And then you can see the queens who don't and who, try to be goth. You can tell the ones where they looked at a picture or they saw someone who dresses like that. And it's kind of like, oh yeah, this is my goth. I'm goth. And you're like, it's goth play.
Category is Oh My God.
First, Ginger Minj.
Oh, I love that dress.
Oh my goodness.
I love it. When you look at it, you can definitely tell this is a goth look.
Well, yes, with a goth look, you always want to look like a little bit haunted. One thing that really kind of tracks me to this look is her hairstyle, which is very much Bram.
With that big bow in the front.
Yeah, Bram Stoker's Dracula, but with a little bit of like Harajuku goth. I love this. I love that little bit of Victorian. I love that little moment of like Wednesday Addams kind of feel, lace. Black lace always looks great as part of a goth look. I think Ginger actually looks really, really adorable. I can see myself hanging out with this bitch when I was in high school. Like her and I would have been complete besties and, and shared our black eyeliner together and like cried about our problems.
You would have cried because you both got an eye infection from sharing each other's black eyeliner. Gothic kind of started in the Victorian era, and that's why I think I love this dress so much, is because it is so Victorian. Did you ever see that movie Winchester?
Of course I have. Yes,
yeah, it reminds me a little bit of her. The high collar with the cameo, and then the little boots, and the voodoo doll.
But I love it so much. I think that Ginger Minj looks really great in this look. Knowing Ginger Minj, she's not necessarily goth all the way, but she's definitely one of those people who has a little bit of goth in her because she's such a great artist and performer. And Ginger Minj, for me, gets a very gothy toot.
Yeah, I give Ginger and her voodoo doll 2.
For shizzle.
Oh, shiz.
Eureka O'Hara. Ooh. Oh.
So does Eureka think that weed and cocaine are what it takes to portray being goth?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, wait, what?
No. And she comes out looking like she's taking a hit and then sniffing her nose. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, because she's not really goth, so she's kind of pretending and kind of going into the space of goth and not really understanding that just because you're goth doesn't mean that you're all up in the drugs. But, maybe she's trying to interpret it as take a walk on the wild side kind of person.
Maybe she got dressed and looked around and thought, I need to do something to sell this more. You know what I like about this? It's more of a bedroom boudoir take on goth, where you've got the garter belts and the panties with the corset and the ruffles, and it's still gothic, but it's a different take than being like the completely cloaked, covered goth girl.
You know what would have completed this for me is if she wore a cape or something. I haven't seen that yet. We've only seen 2 of these performers come out and show their goth outfits, but no cape? No lunch pail?
I would have loved the tin lunch pail.
If we were not judging this on outfits alone, and if I would have been judging on the entire performance of her being on the runway and doing that whole weed and coke thing, I would have been like, no, I don't believe you. but the outfit is cool. The hair kind of gives me a little bit of a Bride of Frankenstein, which takes me to horror movies, and that's very goth. So you know what? She may not be actually goth, and she may not be part of the actual culture of gothness, but she looks great.
I like the piece she has between her breastises. Yeah, it's a 2.
It's a 2. Next to the stage, Trinity K. Bonet. Oh my God, hold on. I need to gather myself.
Oh my gosh, it's beautiful, bitch.
Oh my God.
The bodysuit under it, the piece that comes up around her head, the piece on her head, the dress over it.
It's well executed. Trinity K. Bonet is not one of those people that I would think, you know, just assuming by what she's done in drag for the last few years, I would never assume that she would get this assignment completely this correct on this level of beauty.
You know, we've talked about that, we've seen this a lot, is that tulle dress with the pleating and the frills around the outer seam of the dress. Seen a lot. On this one though, it's kind of like, it's that extra added frill. Even if it were in a different color, you might think, oh, it's kind of gothy, but it's, bitch. It's gorge.
She looks like what I hope the Wicked Witch of the East looks like, you know? This is a Wicked Witch, honey. It's goth, it's goth, it's goth. It's amazing, it's ruffled, it's got volume. It's quite striking, actually, and it's one of my favorite things I've seen so far this entire season.
It is a 2.
It's a 2. Next, Raja O'Hara.
In pants again.
Mm-hmm.
The garment is beautiful, and I love the collar that matches the top that goes, and then the pants and the gloves. The whole thing is beautiful. This doesn't scream goth to me. I wouldn't see her at school. I wouldn't see her at the mall. I wouldn't see her at the club and think, oh, she's goth.
So, I mean, all the components are there for goth rave, if you think about it. It's, you know, long, flowing, dark hair, dramatic, deep, dark makeup that gives you kind of, you know, it's got a lot of depth to it. Black lace is always goth.
It is not, to me, goth. I do not look at it and think goth. I just think it's beautiful. I think it's pretty.
I think it's a chic outfit that's black on black.
Black on like a beige.
Yeah, it's like nude lace. But like, is every episode gonna be a trouser? I just wonder, you know, which again, I don't mind.
And I really love that top, bitch. That is beautiful. And she probably made it herself.
Yeah, the entire outfit really speaks to me. I don't know if this would be a goth assignment for me. I think it's a gorgeous outfit. She looks great. But I think she's more like sort of mysterious than she is gothic. There isn't really a whole lot of edge to it, which is what defines what goth is. But overall, when I look at this thing from up and down, Miss Raja O'Hara looks really, really beautiful.
Yeah, she does look beautiful. It's a 2.
It's a 2. Next, we bring to the stage Akira C. Davenport. Oh, bitch.
It's so,
amazing.
It's amazing. A Queen of the Damned. I'm thinking Queen of the Damned. It's very Queen of the Damned.
I love it.
Yeah, it's beautiful, bitch. And that hair, bitch.
The hair. There's so many elements to this. The headpiece, the play with religion, because you know, goth is spirituality that somewhere tests Christianity. It says, you know what? We might be on the side of the devil sometimes. She has multiple crosses, and when I was, you know, living my goth dreams as a kid, I always had rosaries around my neck, a big cross, a crucifix, you know, sometimes upside down, I don't know. There's reflective elements to it, there are stones, there's vinyl, there's definitely a lot of texture to it. I love the opera-length gauntlet gloves that go all the way up to, you know, to her armpit.
That boot, look at that boot. Did you see the heel and the platform on that boot?
I see it and I love it. Every single part of this outfit is just stunning.
Just the layers of it. When I look at costumes and I see layers, and whether it's all one piece and it's just, you know, like you said about, you know, some queens where it looks like a bunch of different pieces, but there's one zipper, they step in and zip it up.
Right.
It looks like She put on several different pieces to create this look. But I love that everything almost looks like feathers. It looks like beautiful, shiny plastic feathers that have created this detailing around all the edges that gives it a bird-like finish to it.
Of course, I would expect A'keria to do something, you know, with absolute excellence every time she comes out, but this one is really like, it's so beautiful.
And the makeup, always the makeup though. There's never a time you look at her and think, girl, that makeup. She goes in on that, and this was no exception.
The outfit looks really complete. I think this is great, and I give her a 2.
Yeah, it's a 2.
A'keria. A'keria. Like, A'keria. Next, we bring our sis to the stage, Jan. Ooh, speaking of Evanescence, I love this.
Did this look wake you up inside?
Wake me up inside.
I love the little coffin backpack.
Goth should always have a little bit of like Hot Topic to it.
Oh, duh.
I love the structural pieces, you know, using on the shoulders and on the arms. I know that she has this beautiful sculpted wig, but as soon as she turned around and showed off that backpack, I was like, okay, got it. Yes. Because Goths always have like little purses and little backpacks, and they're always either a coffin or a bat or a cross or something. That was the touch for me, because obviously the outfit itself has its own spectacular qualities to it. It takes me back to like Madonna's Frozen.
Yeah, it's very Frozen. The hair reminds me of Frozen a lot. And then the pentagram on the forehead. But what I really love are the pieces over the arms. Those cages on her arms. I think those are my favorite thing.
One of the first things I wore that really like shocked my entire school was a gauzy long skirt that went to the floor, and this takes me there.
And I love the fabric that the skirt is made of, because it almost looks like a netting. It doesn't look like just that sheer, you know, that sheer fabric that they use. It actually looks like a netting. Like I see a grid on it. Yeah, it's beautiful. Everything about it from top to bottom.
This makes me happy, and I like this look too.
I give her a 2.
Next to the stage is Kylie Sonique Love. Yes.
Bitch, that's hot.
This is the that me and my friends would wear. And we would often make it out of garbage bags and duct tape, you know? But it was always strappy, and goth is very, very sexy. It's provocative. And this is what Sonique's brought for us today. And the hair is unbelievable. And also red and black.
Yeah, I love the touch of red. You've got the little hint of red in the earrings, the red lips, and then those zippers. Along the back of the matching boots, the gloves, and then the costume, and then that huge cross.
Her hair is shaped into sort of devilish horns. I think Sonique looks cool.
I remember we used to go to Cinematic, which was at Peanut,
Cinematic.
7969, every Saturday night for their industrial night. And this is the type of we'd wear.
She's an artist, you know, so there's a part of her that is always a little bit melancholy and goth. So this is probably something that she can certainly relate to, I think, knowing her personally. I love the chunky shoes. And you know what? The cross on every single one of these girls, they've definitely put in that little hint of religion or anti-religion. She looks goth. I think she looks sexy. And I give Kylie a 2.
2.
Next to the stage, Pandora Box. Oh, she's a widow. Oh, and she's crying. She's kind of La Llorona too. She's really like...
Yeah, I can see that. It's that Victorian take on goth.
Which is so goth, yeah.
Where it's the layers of satin and lace, and then the veil. And then it's not completely black. It's got that dark emerald, where it kind of is like Haunted Mansion-ish.
Absolutely. I love a haunted house moment. I can see Pandora like, you know, being the hostess, like, welcome everybody. Please step into the doors. Make sure that you make room for everybody. You know, she'd be that girl at Disneyland.
Yeah.
I'm into it. And you know what I love about this too, especially? I mean, all the pieces are there. She's got the fantastic hoop skirt, tons of lace, of course. But I like this makeup on Pandora.
Because she's actually wearing some?
She wears makeup, but I think this is just a different a different take. It's still beauty, but it's definitely got a little bit of edge to it, which you don't really quite always see with Pandora.
You don't see that at all. It's the same brow, same shape of eye. It's like, oh, I put this here, this here, this here. So this is a nice, different look for her.
Yes, it veers away from the default. And so to me, this look is really great on her. And black lace, more please. More. Yards and yards and yards, meters and meters and meters of black lace, always and forever. Amen. Toot.
It's a toot.
Trend alerts! Crosses.
Crucifixes.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes, God. Yes, Jesus.
Crosses. Cross your eyes.
Cross your
Yeah.
heart.
Cross your fingers.
Cross your toes.
Cross your legs.
Our top 2 of the week is
Trinity
TKB.
Bonet.
Stunning.
She should change her name to Christine, the strawberry girl, Christine. Oh, yeah, she is got the hell down. Oh, I'm afraid of her. Yes. Top 2 to the week.
Gorgeous. Top 2. Watch all new episodes of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Star 6 on Paramount Plus.
And if you live outside of the United States, you can watch it on Wow Presents Plus
Yes.
in select territories. Make America goth again.
Make America gag again.
You wear it well.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. See you next week.
You wear it well.